Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
No, let me finish.
Welcome to Let Me Finish, the weekly podcast where we discuss what the hell's going on in pop culture, current events, and everything else in between.
We are your hosts. I'm Janice.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Jillian. Grab a glass of wine and let's get started.
Episode 4. Here we go.
Woohoo!
Yay! I know we're on a streak. I mean, we're going to stay on this streak, but I think, again, we talked about it. I only had 8 episodes on both my other podcasts, so I'm really committed. So once we hit episode 10, it's going to be like ring the alarm.
Yeah, we're halfway there.
Almost there, on the road to episode 10.
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly. And then episode 100.
There
God
you
willing,
go.
yes. Yay!
Gotta dream big. Think big, at least.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're back again. Host, I'm Janice.
I'm Stacy.
And I'm Jillian.
All right. So, we're in here, and let's talk about our weeks. How did y'all's weeks go?
It was pretty chill at work, and then we had girls' night on Saturday. So yeah, nice and chill, not too crazy. I'm prepping my mind to start packing my apartment. So
Oh, yeah. Because when is your move date?
it's gonna be the 22nd is when my lease starts for my new apartment. 22nd of February.
I'm so excited to.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
It's so cute, the apartment. Did you ever send Stacey the pictures?
Oh, I don't think I did.
You didn't, but you showed me when I was with you.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I mean, I would have loved to see it in person if y'all had invited me.
We're back to
Okay.
I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. So yeah, how was your week, Stacey, since your feelings are hurt again?
They're not hurt. Same old, just work. I'm still building my house, getting a little bit closer. Should be finished mid-March.
So do you have like a lot of, I know you said you had an appointment this morning for like, you know, the custom pieces and
closets.
stuff.
Yeah.
So do you have a lot of meetings for that since everything's like going to be custom?
Most of those meetings are already over because like the house is to the point now where it's almost finished, but we did not do the closet with the builder because at the time I was just couldn't figure out like what I wanted. I wanted to actually see the actual space first. So now that I've seen the space and it's almost finished, I've just been meeting with closet companies to see.
So is it going to be like what we see like in the Kardashian shows and stuff with like almost like a room?
Well,
Are you going to have like that middle
I want a
section?
little island.
Okay.
Yeah, I want an island in the middle, and then
For like your jewelry and stuff.
on top of the island is gonna be glass because I'm gonna have my jewelry in there. Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm gonna do a mini Kardashian closet.
That's that's like dreams, goals.
yeah,
For real.
so.
I'm just excited. I'm ready for that pool.
I
this
know.
summer. Yeah, I told her, I said, when she sold her house, because her previous house had a pool, I'm just like, I really miss your pool. I didn't realize how much I liked going and hanging out and just, because we would just go and swim and just hang out and chill. And her husband would like, you know, be like, you guys want us to grill hamburgers or hot dogs or like whatever you want. And we would just drink wine and
Yep.
Drink wine and eat.
Listen, summer. The pool will be ready.
eat. I'm ready.
Shots. We would take shots. I used to get them to actually take shots, y'all, because they're not big shot people. I'm a shot person, but
Yeah.
and then we started doing like custom shots for like every time we would have like come
I
over,
know.
and we would like find shots online and like make them and do our little, you know, boomerangs.
Yeah.
Julian's really good at that stuff, finding like cute little
Yeah,
drinks and stuff.
my favorite still is the birthday shot. But I love Bailey's, so I think
Oh,
that's
yeah,
why
that
that's
was
my
good.
favorite.
I go straight vodka. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
shot. But my week was actually pretty. It was just a little different because I worked a lot, of course. But I actually went and watched the Cowboys game on Monday.
Yay!
So I never do that kind of stuff because though I grew up around football and stuff, and I like football. It's fun.
Texas.
It is fun to watch. I just don't care that much about following the teams and who's winning. And I'm like, shoot, I mind the business that pays me, like for real. So, but this game was really good. And apparently Tom Brady had never lost to the Cowboys before, and he got smashed.
Yeah.
He's been losing a lot lately. He lost his wife.
Lost his wife. Maybe they were saying that's part of the reason why he was a little like upset, or maybe that's why he didn't play as well.
Oh, that's what they're saying.
I mean, that's what they were saying. Like he might be upset, but I think that they broke up a while ago, right? Him and Giselle.
It's been a couple months now that they announced that they were like separated or whatever. But I also heard that she was on vacation with some other guy.
Girl, I'm sure it's Giselle.
Already?
She
Damn.
living. But Tom Brady, so
It may have been her trainer or something. He was there with her and her kids.
her trainer, not his trainer.
It was somebody.
So ooh, that's juicy. So yeah, I actually went to that game, or I watched the game, and that little kicker guy, he missed 4 field goals. That's your only job.
Yeah, I saw everyone
Does
on
he still
social
have a
media
job?
was going off on him.
He shouldn't. I was like, for real, this is a joke. This is a joke. You come to practice only to kick. But anyways, that's what I did this week. And because I did that on Monday night, my week was a little bit rough because I had a late night on Monday. So, but other than that, and then I went out on Friday night.
How was that?
Which that's really what got me in a chokehold this week, because I went to this place called The Glen, and it was so cute. They had like those girls that will
Fly from the ceiling.
fly
and stuff?
from the ceiling and do the acrobat stuff, and then they had like fire show, and the drinks were delicious. Espresso martini, you would have loved it.
Ooh, I want to go.
Yeah, it's
So why
we're
didn't you
gonna go.
invite me again?
Well, it was like a thing for me and my friend. I hadn't seen her in a while,
Oh.
so we had planned it.
Oh, I thought you only had us. I didn't know you had other friends.
Oh no, I do. I have other friends.
I thought we were each other's like BFFs. and
You guys
only
are.
did things together, but I forget you have a whole life outside of us.
I have a whole other life, girl.
Yeah.
But no, you guys are like my best friends. I mean, talk to you guys more than anybody, but I do have other friends.
It's fine. I'm that territorial friend. Like, oh, you have other friends?
That's how my best friend is.
Yeah.
She's always just like, so who's that new girl you're hanging out with? So do you work with her now? Like, how often do you guys hang out?
I'm kidding. I'm not like that. But I do find it interesting, like, when you have friends that are kind of like, you have to
Oh,
be
I
just
have had
their
them.
only friend. Yeah.
I've had those, like, just girls are real territorial with men and women.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that's why you say best friend is not a person, it's a tier.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I have,
There's levels.
there
to
are
this.
levels of best friends. Like, and then you have like work best friend.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. My friend, she called me and she said, oh, so I'm just like your work bestie? Like, I'm not for real your friend? I said, you are, I promise. So we went out to the Glen. It was super cute. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to bring you guys there.
So we
Yeah.
should go there for our next girls' night.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did a girls' night this week. So we went to STK.
In Dallas, yeah.
It was not what I thought it was going to be. Actually, I was
Yeah.
not impressed.
I think we were all disappointed.
Very.
Now we saw this place and it was my turn to plan girls' night. I'm like, okay, saw this place on social media. Thought it would be really cool. When we got there, mind you, we had reservations. They initially like, well, you can't sit until your whole party's here. We're only missing one person from our party. We're like,
The
yeah,
girl said it so aggressive, by the way. Sorry, Jill.
Yeah, we're just like, she's like 5 minutes out, and she's like, no, you can't sit until
Everyone.
she's
Party's
here.
here.
Your whole party's here. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. She's 5 minutes out. We sat.
There's like 50 people in the waiting area, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
like,
So crowded.
It was it's very crowded. Right when you step into the restaurant where people are waiting, and really to get into this place, you have to have a reservation. For you, there's no really wait list there. You have to have a reservation. And I was just like, man, this isn't very organized. And then we finally sat down, we ordered our food. We ordered a bunch of different stuff. The food was not it. I think maybe the only thing we really agreed on that was good was the
Calamari.
the fried calamari.
Fried calamari was delicious. The Brussels sprouts were delicious.
Yeah.
oh, they had good bread. That
And the bread was good.
Yeah.
It was all appetizer like food. I think one of our friends got the lamb
right.
lamb chops. It was okay.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't
And the-
giving. The vibe was off. It was too many
It was-
people. I
yeah.
hate going to restaurants where there's like 50 people just waiting to get inside. Like we all have reservations. I'm sitting down eating and I'm looking to my left. There's like a group of people just standing there waiting to be seated.
Talking and you don't have like, it's not, what's the word? Like we were saying, it's just not exclusive.
It's not exclusive enough for me.
Like
Yeah.
if I'm making a reservation, I want to be able to go in there and have a cute conversation, and they did like a little show where they, I guess they came out and gave free shots, and then they ended up giving us double shot. And the girl looked at us like, she's like, oh my gosh, you guys got 2. I was like, this little tiny baby shots with barely any liquor.
Yeah.
You're all right.
After all
right.
the money we just spent, I was
mean,
just like, it's
Overpriced.
crazy.
The inside is nice. The inside of the restaurant is nice.
It's cute.
It has the potential to be a very nice upscale, exclusive type restaurant, but right now it's not giving that.
To me, it's a for real. It's not like a dinner night out where you're trying to get cute pictures and stuff. It's more like I'm going out. I'm gonna eat here real quick, turn up a little bit so we can go back out and party more. It was that. Like, go have a couple drinks, have an appetizer, and turn up.
Yeah.
Not dinner, sit, get cute.
I probably
Yeah.
won't go back.
Yeah, because I think we were really disappointed with the food. The service was, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it was just okay. And for the price that you're paying, you're expecting exemplary service. And I
Almost
don't think-
$800, and it was like 5 of us. And I
Yeah.
don't think we had anything just
There was
crazy
nothing.
expensive, and the drinks were terrible.
Drinks were
yes.
terrible.
The drinks were absolutely trash. We all said there were.
We were ripping SDK apart.
Yeah, no. It's they got to work on that drink menu because I think they were absolutely way too sweet. I think that was a number one complaint that we have from all the drinks that we had is they're too sweet.
Yeah. I've had a couple, and then they did some shots. It was like green. I love green tea shots. So we did a round of green tea shots. And it was tangy. It was like green tea shots are supposed to be so, like, they're good. This was
terrible.
like get you in your throat kind of stuff. So, but anyways, that was our girls' night, and it was, even though obviously the vibes with each other were good,
Right, always.
we got cute pictures. So
Yeah.
other than that, it was okay. Spent way more money than we did last month at where did we go last month?
We went to
Oh my
Something with the
gosh.
T.
How did I forget all
Tulum.
that? Oh, Tulum.
Tulum.
Yes.
Way better food, service, cheaper menu, same cute vibes.
Real cute
So
vibe.
I think, Tulum over STK for sure. I would
Yeah.
never go back to STK.
I will not.
Yeah.
But I did hear like the other locations like LA and Miami and stuff are really, really
Vegas.
nice.
Yeah, I heard-
Vegas. Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's just maybe Dallas. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it's just it's a new this one in Dallas just recently opened. I think they're just working at the kinks and
Maybe.
down the future maybe we can check
Maybe
them out
everything
again.
is not meant to be in Dallas. How about that?
Yeah, maybe. There you go.
Maybe.
But go, like, we actually have a sip and spill. I have a sip and spill this week.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys do.
I do. I
You
do.
do?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, sip and spill, girl. So, I read an article about Keely from 3LW. I'm getting a little tired
yes.
of broken promises. Looking
Oh,
at my pages.
she's the one
That
with
girl.
like that little lips. Promises.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. The way
and
she
she was in
sings
Cheetah
it.
Girls. Oh yeah, she was in Cheetah Girls too.
Yeah.
Yep. She went on talking about B2K, which I used to
saw
love
this.
B2K.
I saw this.
That she basically got with 3 of the 4. Everyone
everyone
but
except-
Amarion.
yeah.
So Razby, Lil Fizz, J Bug, she's like got with them or slept with them, but at the same time,
I saw that.
Why
I
would
was
you
just
tell
like,
everybody?
why are you telling
Scandalous.
this? No, I don't understand this new trend when women are just being so open about like what
and
they're
it's fine.
doing.
I'm not trying to slut shame
I'm
her.
not, but
just, but
okay.
why put it out there?
So here's my sip and spill because I was just minding my business, scrolling through social media, and then I see on the Shade Room, Carisha or Young Miami, whatever you want to. I don't know.
Young Miami,
They're
yeah.
the same person. She says that she likes golden showers, and I'm like, I did not need to know that, but it explains why you're so in love with P Diddy. Y'all get it? P Diddy.
girl. But yeah, probably.
And I'm
Does
like-
P Diddy like? Do we not know? We're just going off his name. Okay.
I mean, I was just like, all I could think, and I'm so.
But why-
My
I just-
my thoughts were so crazy because all I could think to myself was like, "Damn, R. Kelly would love her." that's like where my mind went.
And back
I'm,
in the day too. Yeah.
I'm like, what is up with this? And I'm like, I really did not need to know. I did not need to know this. I think
Yeah.
when I saw a clip of the video when she said it, because I think Trina was actually the one interviewing her.
Yeah.
And Trina's face was like, you could tell she didn't want to like, she didn't say anything. She didn't like say anything negative to
Yeah.
her, but you can see it in her face. She
Trina
was
like, "Dang, girl, keep that shit to yourself."
I know. And then she goes, and then she's like, I don't know. It just does something to me. And I'm just like,
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Like-
I don't kink shame. So if I always say as long as what you're doing is consensual
And what you want,
adults,
yeah.
if that's what you're
not for
into,
me. It's
not for me.
that's your for business.
To be clear.
You know what somebody likes, others don't. And my motto is if you like it, I love it.
But-
for you.
I was reading
For
the,
you.
No, I
For
was
you.
reading the comments,
For
and
you.
then somebody in the comments said, "Well, let's get into it. Like, is it like the clear pee, like when you drink a lot of water?
Oh my God. Oh my
Oh,
God.
it's too much.
That's what I'm saying. Are you drinking enough water before you do it on the Sami?
Yes. And I'm like, no, I can't do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's everybody has their thing that they like in the bedroom. Like, everybody has like their thing. But I don't need to tell everybody and their mama what I like in the bedroom.
It's just a weird thing with these new young girls.
Like,
they
keep
just feel the need
to
to
yourself.
just say
I'm
all
good.
this
I mean,
stuff.
but I think it's
Freedom to speak about.
It's freedom to speak about, but I think is also we're in the social media era where everyone shares
Everything. Yep.
And so I think now because we share so much, I think less and less seems
Not as exciting.
not so much as exciting as you're free to talk about anything.
well, I have a question.
There's
Yeah.
no
There's no limit.
like there's no discretion
Well, I have a
almost
question.
anymore.
Okay, so she says she likes this now. Okay, about 5 years from now, like she's not into it anymore. So every guy that she's with now, they think they can pee on her.
They can go back and listen to this clip and be like, oh, shoot, she likes to be peed on. Let me try
Yeah,
that.
if I'm a man, I'm just gonna start off peeing. Like I ain't no questions asked. You say you like it, I'm just gonna do it.
No, and that's another thing. Whatever we do it in the bedroom, kinky, whatever, warn me. Don't just do nothing. That's out of the norm. Okay, you gonna pee on me? Let me think about it.
She
Let me
said
prepare.
publicly that she loves it, so I just feel like as a guy, I'm going straight in for. I'm
Like,
going,
I thought
I'm
you said
going
you
for
liked
it. I'm going for it.
I guess if you like that thing, but I mean, really, because today we want to talk about dating in 2023 and just all the different aspects of it. Because I feel like it's more complicated to date in 2023 these
Than
days.
it was like 15, 20 years ago when I was
Even
dating.
like
yeah.
when you were dating, even like when I first started dating in like high school, college, it's changed so much since then, just because of what people expect.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about that, because even some of the things that we just talked about in our sip and spill show that it's just everybody's open with, just like you said, social media. People are just open with their stuff for
Right.
real.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna be right back. We're gonna come back and talk a little bit about it. So yeah, like we were talking about right before, just dating in 2023, I feel like it's just different. But even prior to that, even because I say pre or post COVID, but even before that, it was just turning a different leaf. And I think it's
Yeah.
online dating. A lot of it has to do with it because people are at your fingertips now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, things were crazy back then, and things are just, to me, crazier now.
Even worse because of COVID, I think is why it's even crazier and people take more risks these
Right.
days, because of just the way dating goes. I feel like, because again, there are things that I did back when I was in college that I'm like, thank God I'm alive.
Oh, me too, honey. There was
You
things
know?
I did way back when I was like, ooh.
Yeah, like going to people's house, getting in cars with dudes you don't know,
Yeah.
driving you 30, 40 minutes to get to here, there, or, hey, girl, you go, I'll meet you. I'm going to ride with him. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I think dating has changed. I think because society has changed as well, where most people were getting with their spouses in high school and college. That's where they were meeting their spouses. I think people are putting off marriage later in life. And so
I know.
once you're really on, once it is harder to meet people when you're not in a school setting. So you're meeting people at work, or if you're going out to a bar, or
Yeah.
through friends and family, that's
Yeah.
how you're meeting a spouse. And then of course, once social media and apps started with the dating apps, I think that was a way for us to meet people the same way we would meet people on a college campus or a high school.
But the thought
or in
of
high
meeting
school.
somebody, me being with somebody I was dating in high school or college is terrifying.
But another thing about this whole dating thing for me, that's because obviously I'm older than the oldest one here, but when I was dating, and I've also been with my husband for about 18, 19 years, so I haven't really dated anyone other than my husband for a very long time. But when I was dating back then, we didn't really have online dating. So whoever you were dating is someone that you kind of knew, or your friend, a friend of a friend,
Exactly.
a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
Right.
So it wasn't complete strangers. But I think when online dating came around, it was just opens the door to like complete random strangers that nobody knows. You have no idea.
No connection to them. Nobody can say, well, I know this person from here.
And I think that's kind of where things got scary.
And they can completely
Speaking
change
of,
who they are.
Did y'all hear about that girl? This is late. Well, not a girl. She's a lady,
woman.
A
She's
woman.
like my age.
33 or 32, I think. Lives in our area. That's not your.
I mean, I'm 34.
That's not.
Golly.
Oh, really? We're still going there.
35.
Okay.
Janice.
There's
35. Dang.
Okay, so she's younger than you, Janice.
She's slightly younger than me. We're in the same demographic.
Okay, if that makes you feel better.
If she's 33 and I'm 35.
I think she was 32, but that's neither. She's younger than you. That's all that matters.
Oh,
however,
got it, Stace. Got it.
I feel so bad, but yeah, she's from our city actually, and she was missing for the past week or so. Mm-hmm. And they actually found her body. So they do have someone that's been charged with her murder. But crazy, she met this guy online back in the summer, so maybe about 6 months ago. And
didn't he lie about his name?
He gave her a fake name the whole time. And I guess she started digging and found out that he was married. Next thing, she was missing. They found her car burnt, like unrecognizable. The car just completely burnt. So they arrested the guy because the friends were like, well, she was dating some guy that was married. And they found the guy. They arrested him. They charged him with kidnapping at first. And they did find some messages that she had sent him, apparently, saying that she was threatening to tell his wife. And she was saying, oh, you better answer me. Answer my phone call right now. I'm going to go tell her. Basically,
threatening him.
Not saying nothing's ever justifiable like that. But I'm like, as a woman, if you find out someone's married, your first thought should not. It wasn't like a years long affair. It was a couple months. Your first goal should be to cut your losses, walk away, not I'm going to tell your wife. I'm like, you have got to be so. We were just talking about this last week. Like, what do you do? I mean, she obviously threatened to tell the wife was not what that was.
It was her mistake.
That did not work out.
Cost her life.
Yeah, because I did tell you last week that
mind your business.
If it's not truly, honestly, a close like family and really close friend, I'm keeping my mouth shut because they will flip the script on you. You just don't know how people will react when you're providing them with this news. And he went to the extreme, of course, but
a little different because it wasn't like she's telling him, I'm in the situation and I'm going to call you out on it. But again,
no, like I said, I mean, I'm sure she wants the wife to know that, hey, your husband's cheating on you.
Did she really want the wife to know, or was she just pissed off because he wasn't answering her?
Both.
Honestly,
I don't know her state of mind because unfortunately she's gone. But I think at that time, there's a time when he's like, mind your business. I would have cut him completely out, deleted him.
You're saying mind your business, but it is her business.
It is her business
because she's with him. But she shouldn't be telling him or threatening him, because if you truly felt like it was some moral problem and she deserves to know, you would have just did it because you felt like it was the right thing to do. You wouldn't have used it as a threat to get him to talk to you.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And if you find out that someone is married, my thing is, it's been like a couple of months. Walk away, cut your losses. He lied about his name and everything. Like, why would you even want to be with someone that gave you a fake name? He
clearly does not want to be with you. He wants to have his cake and eat it too. That's his problem, though. That's him and his wife's problem. You cut your losses, move on with your life, and find love somewhere else.
Because chances are, if he's cheating on his wife with you, there's probably someone else too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's probably multiple.
Yeah.
Right.
If he's gone through such an elaborate scheme to hide his true identity, there's absolutely not the first, not the last.
Like, you think
and there are probably others.
You think he's scrolling?
Definitely the last.
Do you think he's scrolling on, dating sites, married, thinking, I only want one more girl, just one more? Like, he's messaging all these girls.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't get the psychology behind that, because there are sites that are specifically for married people, married husbands and wives. If that's what you're looking for, is a relationship outside of your marriage, there are sites specifically catered to you. That way you can be upfront. I don't understand why.
Yeah, but if you're found on that site, then they know exactly. It's because you're talking about Ashley Madison.
Or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's for cheaters.
But there was a whole thing when people were getting caught on that. It was same thing with the Facebook groups and stuff like that. You're getting caught because it's a known site. So as soon as I see you on it, I know exactly what you're doing on there. You're having an affair, and
Yeah.
you're finding people who will have this affair with you.
But at least the person that you're finding on there already
Knows.
knows.
That's true.
So it's
Yeah, that's what
to
I
me.
mean.
If as a
Either
party
way.
going in, I know you're married and I choose to be with you. That's different. But it's when you find out that this person deceived you and lied to you. There's a big problem. If you want to be a cheater, go to Ashley
And if he's a
Madison
deceiver,
or
if
something.
he or she is a deceiver, do you want to be with him? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I mean, some people
some
they
people
don't
are
want the
okay with
commitment,
that.
and they're okay with that.
That is true.
And so I say, hey,
That
it's
is
like I
true.
said, as long as everyone knows the truth up front. Unfortunately, if the wife, the spouse, I'm not going to say specifically wife, it could be a wife or a husband. If if a spouse is unaware what's going on, unfortunately, I say that's a sad situation. But just
Sometimes people genuinely look the other way.
Yeah.
As a spouse.
But you don't also, once that spouse finds out, you never know how they're going to react. It puts yourself, not only the person who's cheating, but you as the other person in a dangerous situation, because lots of times,
Yeah, look at this girl. Kelly.
this girl
What's
and
her
I
name?
was
Kayla Kelly.
Her name is Kayla.
yeah, and just so happened, I think it was on Friday, I was watching ID channel, Stacey's favorite, where it was two coworkers having an affair, and the wife didn't know, the husband didn't know, and when the husband of the wife found out, he confronted the
wife.
the husband and the wife, that he, it just so happened, I guess they were meeting up somewhere. The two people were having an affair, met up somewhere. It was like a Walgreens parking lot. And just so happened the wife's daughter was driving by and called her dad and be like, hey, what's mom doing here? And I think he had suspicions and went and confronted the both of them. And he ended up shooting
He confronted the wife and
his wife
affair.
and the person she was having the affair with, who was also married, and end up shooting shooting the man that she was having the affair with. And not her, because she initially had walked away, and I guess they continued, and he brought his gun. They were fighting over the gun. That's what he said happened. They don't know. And they end up, somehow both of them got shot, and just so happened the wife's husband survived, and unfortunately the person she was having the affair with didn't, and that person was married with 5 kids, and that person doesn't have. So I always say be careful, because if everybody doesn't know what's going on, you don't know how people are going to react. You're dealing with people's families. And so you have to be really careful.
You don't know how far someone will go to protect their home life. And
Right.
look
Exactly.
how far he went.
It's not just crazy men either. Women are crazy too, because there's another case. This is an older one. It was in Texas too, when the husband was having an affair, and she found out that he was in a hotel room with the woman.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she had the daughter in the car with her, and they went up to the hotel, and they were walking out, and she ran the husband over, dragged him.
Yeah, I
With
remember
the
that
daughter
one.
in the car.
That was recorded, and she literally, it was like a circle, a courtyard circle, and she just went around and circle around and around and running over the husband's body repeatedly.
Yeah. Caught him in the hotel with the mistress.
Yeah, these are extreme cases, but I'm just saying, when you're dealing with people's emotions and you're dealing with their family,
You just don't know.
you just don't know.
You just have to be careful out here dating, and if you're meeting people online, though, you just need to do your due diligence.
Don't
really
get me wrong, though,
look into who you're
because you
dating.
can definitely, because I think online dating gets the stigma that it's more dangerous than just dating. It's not more dangerous, because you can meet a man at the man
bar.
or a woman at the bar,
That's
and
crazy,
they'd be
too.
just as crazy.
Right.
Because there was this case and this was pre-COVID, where the girl was out at the Shops of Legacy, which is somewhere I go out all the time, and she ran into a guy that she went to high school with, and they caught up, and he said, and I guess there was some guy that was trying to talk to her, and she was a little nervous about him, and he offered to walk her to the car. Don't you know she ended up missing? Don't you know he killed her?
Yep.
So you never know.
Oh, I always tell my daughter, I said, listen, I don't care if you come across someone that you knew from high school. People change, and I would still treat that person like you don't know them, and just still be alert around that person. And you haven't seen that person in 4 or 5 years or whatever it is. No, don't go in a car with that person, because for her, they were actually at a party together is what it was. And the party was over. It was around 2 a.m. And he was like, for her, she was like, okay, I don't want to walk by myself. And he was like, you know, I'm going the same way. I'll make sure you get to your car. And she just felt like, oh, I knew him from high school.
He was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy.
6 years ago.
Right. People change.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Life
tell my daughter
experiences
all the
change
time,
you.
you knew someone from high school, you don't know what they've been up to the past 4 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And honestly, at the end of the day, we don't know what their interaction was before he took her life. So
You want to
yeah.
believe that everyone that you've known in your life in the past, you want to believe they're all good people, but you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
We're crazy.
people do surprise you. Even, I mean, I would say even if people you think you know,
Right.
you just never know, because I think in public people put on a mask.
Right.
They call them the representative. Like when you first start dating a person, you're dating their representative. You're dating who they feel like they should be in a
Right.
relationship, not who they truly are yet.
So this leads me to this then. So how is dating now? Because I feel like obviously I'm into true crime, so I always see like the negative sides of dating, because I'm into that kind of stuff. And I'm, like I said, I'm married, so
try not
I
to
just
be
date
negative.
my husband. But for you guys, like you're out there actively dating, like you have to just be so careful now, men and women. So how does that work? I mean, you're always on your, like, how do you trust people?
I think, I mean, again, it doesn't even have to be somebody you're dating. It's dangerous out here in general.
In general.
People
Yeah.
can kill you for cutting them off in traffic these days.
know.
So at the end of the day, how do you trust people? The same way you go out and trust anybody you come across.
That
Yeah.
is true.
Anytime you're in an environment with people you don't know, you're trusting that they're not going to hurt you. So
Yeah.
same thing with dating. But with dating, I feel like it's just like we talked about before. You set your boundaries up front, men and women. This is what I expect. So even Jillian was talking about this week about this guy she saw on Shade Room that had flown a girl out.
He'd posted it on social media, I think to I feel his intentions was to shame her. And he talked about, hey, we've been talking on social media, we've been going back and forth, I flew her out, I spent all this money on her. And it looked like they were filming inside of a hotel room. And you know, he was trying to say, hey, I did all this stuff, and now she's saying that she doesn't want anybody to touch her. And I was just like, that makes you seem like a creeper. I know
like you
people are
bought it.
like, well, he flew her out. That's the expectation. And we were talking, and I said, well, expectations can change. So she might have initially went out there and be like, okay, yeah, he's a cool guy, he's following me out. She might have had that intention, but maybe once they actually got face to face, got to talking, who knows what kind of vibe that he gave her. And she's like, wait, hold on, this doesn't feel good to me. And the way he reacted, maybe she had good instincts about this man, and that he's not to be trusted.
Well, that's why you don't just have people flying you out places, because I'm sorry, like this.
She could have intended to sleep with him when he did. That was her intention.
This
But
stuff irks me though, when women get flown out somewhere and all this stuff, and then obviously a man, they have expectations. I tell my daughter all the time, if anyone's trying to fly you out, you best be prepared. They're not just flying you out there to
have this conversation.
Unless you're prepared to do something, sit your little butt at home. Right.
And that's the thing, is I don't like that mentality of, it's almost like you're it's almost like you're meeting that you're paying for sex. Like, if that's the only reason why you flew her out, and
it's not the only reason, but again, if you're out of town and we're dating, right?
I wouldn't say they were dating.
And grown up terms, it's called dating. Like if I'm talking to you, I haven't gone on a date, we're dating. Like we're talking with the intention of doing something more than just being friends. Right.
Right.
So if I'm being flown out, I should set the expectations of what I will give you once it comes. And it could be said, hey, listen, I will come out, but don't be thinking that just because I'm coming out, you're going to get some. Like, hey, if it happens, it happens. But set that expectation before you get flown out, and just accept dinners and, flights and hotel rooms, or, all this stuff that he's probably doing, because you're just accepting, thinking it's just not realistic.
It's giving them the wrong idea. You're taking everything from him, right? And then when it comes time to
you're fine with that.
You're fine with that, but then all of a sudden it's a problem.
It's not that. It's not, no, it's not that. I just feel like we need to be very careful, because I feel like it gives the impression that, and this is men or women, take it how you want to, but you cannot change your mind. Just because I've accepted these things and I might have had that full intention, it does not mean I no longer have the right to change my mind.
You can change your
You
mind.
do have the right to change your mind, and she did. He was just upset about it, and that's, and he can be.
And he can be upset, but it was almost, and that's why I had a problem with him posting it, to shame her because she did change her mind. Be like, I don't want to be with you. There's something off about you. I don't want to be intimate with you.
Here's the thing: if you don't know a person that well, and you haven't felt the vibe yet about how that person is, maybe next time when they ask to fly you out, maybe you say, okay, you know what? How about I buy my own ticket and I'll
And
meet
then
you
you pay
there.
exactly.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
Like I said, we're making assumptions about people we don't know.
Right.
And I'm just saying that may have been her intention when she initially did that, but she's allowed to change her mind.
She is allowed to change her mind, but
So she may have been, I'm about to go get this ticket, go fly, go to this hotel room. I'm going to have me a fun time. And then we don't know I always say this, and this is for both men and women. It doesn't matter if you're in the act of having sex, you can change your mind and you have to stop.
Yes. Yes.
You have to. You have to. It doesn't matter when consent can be revoked at any time.
Yeah, but I also feel as
the end of
women,
it.
we
wasn't the situation, though. It wasn't.
Well, let me just
No,
say
I'm just saying
this.
he was having an
I agree
expectation
with
they were
that.
going to have sex, and she had that same expectation, but at some time that expectation was revoked, and this isn't happening. I don't want you to touch me. I'm not interested anymore.
And he didn't.
No, I'm just saying.
He
but
just
he's-
had something
he
to
can
say
be-
about
He
it.
has the right to be
He had
upset
something
about
to
it.
say
He
about
can be
it.
upset about it.
And he
I'm
has
just
the right
saying.
to talk about it, too.
Okay, so let me get this out there because I just have to get it out there. And I have daughters, but I will say this: I try to tell my daughter, listen, these women, young girls or whatever that are getting flued out and all this kind of stuff. I know it's like a thing. Everyone wants to get flued out, and he flew me here, he flew me there. Okay. There's consequences behind that. So be very careful. The same thing with women who go up to these men hotel room at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, what do you think you're going to go up there for? To talk? Read a
Exactly.
book?
Yeah, I
we
mean,
have got
Exactly.
to, as women, I know.
No, and that's another
Nothing
thing too.
bad
I
should
hate
happen to that
It should
woman.
not happen, but we have
you
to
should
be more
putting yourself in situations where you know what could possibly happen.
No, I understand
not going
that.
to a hotel room if the idea of me having sex with you is something I don't want to do.
No, I just think that the conversation needs to change, and the responsibility, I feel, and this is just the society we live in, why is it always the woman's responsibility to manage expectations? Everything you do has to
Both
be.
parties should manage expectations.
Both.
Exactly.
Both
Exactly.
parties.
And I think women, yes, you can be like, hey, this is a possibility. Be careful. But also with men, we also have to tell them, hey, you're putting all this money into this woman like she's a slot machine, thinking, oh, I pay this, I get a payout. And that mentality needs to change, where women are not slot machines.
Women need to
Agreed.
stop accepting all the gifts and all this. If they have
you don't have that intention too.
Because
Because I won't accept it
there
if
are
that's
women
not my
out here like
expectation.
they'll let the man
Okay.
just spend. They
I'm
have
just
no
saying.
intentions of
But wait,
going anywhere
because
further
we're
than that.
talking, because there are extreme situations, which I think is almost what you're talking about. Like, yes, I'm not going to victim shame if something happens that's like
Right.
dangerous or abusive or aggressive. I'm talking about if a man has a reaction that I'm upset. I was expecting this. And again, doesn't mean he should have had that expectation, but he did. He still has feelings about it. He can still voice, hey, dang, that girl was acting like she was finna give out and she didn't. I'm upset.
Yeah.
And
Spent
you as
X
a
amount
woman
of dollars. He
have
can
to
be
take the
upset.
responsibility of everything you accepted with because there are women out there
Yes.
who take with no intention of ever giving anything.
Yeah.
So again, there's both sides of it, and that's about boundaries. And nowadays, let's go into nowadays and how you ask a woman out on a date or a man, because now women ask men out on dates.
Not me. I could not do
I
that
couldn't do
ever.
it.
I would never ask
Right.
a man out on a date, because now the expectation is whoever asks the person out on the date should really be paying for the date. Because
Yeah.
I would never ask a man out on a date, that wouldn't be a problem for me.
But I've also heard of people going out on dates, right? And then when the tab comes, it's like the man sitting there like, yeah, we're about to split this. And I'm like,
it's happened to me.
What? People are doing, really?
Girl, yes. And
You just pay the bill and
I
be
wasn't
like,
even it was like a first date. It was a first date too. And he had met me out, asked me out on a date. Like literally was like, I was like, oh, look at him being different. And because this is back in the day when guys used to just like come over, right? And he was like, I think
take you out.
I think you're really beautiful. I would love to get to know you. I'd like to take you out. I said, okay, I'm gonna take you on a date. Girl, we went out to this little jazz place. It was Memphis and Addison. That's where we went.
Okay.
And we had a couple drinks. It was cute. And when the bill came, the guy was like, is it, together or separate? The girl, he paused. And then I paused. And then I said, separate. Because we are definitely not together.
yeah.
Oh my
So-
God.
And we're not getting a second date.
Yeah, and you definitely ain't getting no second date.
Yeah.
Because even when he walked me to my car, which surprised you
Did
did
he
that,
try
he
to-
didn't pay for
did
the
he
date.
try to kiss
He
you?
did.
I'm
He
like,
did. And I turned my head. I said, okay, good night.
Speaking of funny people asking you out, so this is when I worked frontline, so I worked at a bank. I think this is the absolute worst guy to ever try and ask me out. So he comes in, he's like, yeah, something's wrong with my account. I'm like, okay, fine, let's take a look at it. Negative. And he's like, yeah, can you help me out with some of these overdraft fees? I said, I review and
Oh my God.
the bank I used to work for, we had like a monthly limit as far as refunds we can extend to customers. So typically if you've had refunds in the past and it's not a bank error, we typically don't continue to do refunds. So I'm like, I'm unfortunately, based on your history, we can't really refund you anything. This man had a nerve to be like, yeah, I don't know. I know I don't have anything in my account, but would you be interested in me taking you out on a date? I looked at
Who's gonna
him.
pay for it?
Yeah. Who
I
gonna pay,
said,
boo?
are you for real? He goes, yeah, I know I don't have any money, but I would still love to take you out. I said, I had to like segue. I didn't say yes or no, which that was my mistake because what he did was, I'm going to come back after. I said, I'm at work. That's not really appropriate, whatever. He goes, I'm going to come back after you get off.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what? And he left.
Did he come back?
He came back. And I was trying to hurry up and walk to my car, and he came up to me. He goes, "You be interested?" I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm already seeing someone right now. I'm already talking to somebody. I'm not interested. He goes, "Okay, yeah, I understand." But like, it was just like, what date did you think you were going to take me on when I can see
He gonna borrow
your
his
bank
mom. He gonna borrow his
account?
mom's card. His mom's card.
No,
Your
he was
bank
probably hoping
account?
you would pay for it. You already know he broke. So
He just said take you out.
Absolutely
yeah, but
not.
She knows he's
And
broke.
I was just like,
Kudos. Part of me says kudos to him though for still being bold enough to go ahead and ask for what he wants.
very bold,
Right?
very
He's
bold.
still going for what he wants. At the end of the day, he said he out on his luck right now.
And I was just like, sir, you are just audacity. That's what he had in spares, was audacity. No money, but audacity. He definitely had that.
Man, he said, let me go ahead and ask for what I want. But it's just these days, I would never be okay with dating a man, for me, that would not pay for the first date. Like, that can come later. I literally don't mind taking, let's go to the movies. I pay for the movie tickets. Maybe you get the snacks, whatever. Or I pay for the snack. It doesn't matter to me. But that's after we've established what we're doing. Not you're interested and you're if this is your representative, right? The person you feel like you should be when you're trying to, go for somebody you want. If that's what I have to expect already.
Yeah, if you can't pay for the first date, I'm sorry.
It's not going to go anywhere but down from here.
Right.
Exactly.
So you've already told me exactly what I need to know.
Yeah, I'm more traditional, old school. Like if you want me, you have to chase me. You have to run me down. Let me know you want me. You need to ask me out. You're gonna have to pay.
I'm so bad at that though, because that whole chase me thing, I think I've been doing too much. I'm like, nobody catch me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a problem of mine. Like I think now I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily need a man to chase me, but I need you to show
But you want someone to
levels
show
of
you
interest, because
right.
the way my life works and the way it's set up now, I don't really have time
Okay.
to chase anyone. So unless we're really going to talk about what we're doing and, you know, who you're going to be in my life, because at the end of the day,
So you don't really
I'm
have
still a
time
grown
for
woman.
casual dating. You're looking for something.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't casually date too. I
So you
yeah,
do.
and I'll like maybe date somebody I have no intention of being with, but I'll date you. Like, just again, everybody needs company. Like, and sometimes I just want a little company. So
Right.
maybe I'll accept a date where I'm like, I don't think so. But you also never know where it might develop into something more too.
Yeah.
right.
So, or there might be, you know, situationships where, you know, it's just something you can't quite let go of yet. So you kind of have that while you date and see if anything else progresses. But I don't think there's anything wrong with people dating multiple people.
I don't
Yeah.
either. It's called date. That's why it's called
It's
dating.
called dating.
Yeah.
You're not, unless you say you're my boyfriend or I'm your girlfriend
we're
or you're my man or
exclusive.
I'm your woman.
Yeah.
Exclusivity, being exclusive when it comes to like sleeping with you, that's different than being exclusive and dating other people, because I could only be sleeping with one person, but I can still entertain dates because we never said we were together.
So you would be sleeping with one person exclusively and then still dating other people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because again, maybe what we have is not going to develop into something further, but it doesn't mean that I don't have a good time
I
with
just
you.
think as women, you always tend to catch feelings for whoever you're sleeping with, so it would be hard to even really show interest in anyone else.
Yeah, that's been an issue before. It's been an issue before, but I think there has to be, again, communication, you know, guidelines. Like if we really are just, you know, friends that, you know, spend time together and, you know, occasionally hook up, like if that's the understanding we both have, then that's different. But again, I don't think there's anything wrong with men and women dating multiple people until you commit to
Right.
somebody.
Yeah.
Because that's what dating is.
Right.
So, what do you think, Jillian?
I'm just glad I don't really have these issues right now because, you know, I'm happily married.
Well, you are.
You're lucky you.
Would
yeah.
you date multiple people at the same time?
Yeah. I would, until we are exclusive and you say, you know, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. I have a philosophy is don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right. But you
You
also
never
can't sleep
know.
with multiple people.
If you want to.
Well, you can, but be safe.
But it's not
Jillian
exclusive.
does not kink shame.
I don't kink shame.
There's nothing that's too
Yeah.
kinky.
Until we've had that conversation of
There could be for her. She just doesn't shame people.
I just like I said, when
nothing
I say I don't,
shocks Jillian. Nothing.
no, I don't. Nothing shocks me.
Nothing.
Oh, no? Oh,
Nothing
no.
at all, honey.
Girl, stuff
Nothing.
still shocks me. Okay.
No, nothing. There's yeah.
You would
I mean,
think because it's Jillian.
Jillian
but
seems
no,
like the most reserved, but I feel like Jillian's the most open-minded.
very much so.
Yeah.
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 I'm a lot more closed-minded in general than I feel like Jillian is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jillian is very.
Yeah, I think we've had that
open.
conversation
Yeah.
where I'm just like, well, I guess my philosophy is, you know, if you like it or if you are feeling like you're being your authentic self, this is what you like, as long as no one is being harmed.
Yeah.
I said, be happy, be who you are, 100% authentic, and I will root you on 100%.
Jillian is that person that you can honestly tell her. It doesn't matter what it is,
Mm-hmm.
how out there, or you can tell Jillian, and she is not going to judge you.
She'll be like, okay, so I think maybe she'll give you a good advice too.
Right. Yeah. I love Jill.
Because I have done that. I'd be like, Jillian, okay, so this is going on. What should I do? And she'll give me logical, sound advice. Because
Yeah.
I'm emotional.
Jillian will not judge.
And we shouldn't.
Because I don't want to be judged either, so
Right.
I want to reciprocate what I expect.
No, like I know you. Like if I tell Janice certain things, Janice be like, "Stacey, Jillian, Jillian
again,
will
yeah,
never
I'm a-
say that to you, though."
I'm a little bit more closed-minded, and I feel like I'm a lot more opinionated, aggressive with my opinions sometimes.
Right.
No, they're shaking their heads. But 2023 dating, it is something.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, this year's about self-care, which I think we're going to get into self-care and mental health. And because I do think that has to be there in order to really date somebody and
Right.
really share who you are with somebody else. So
Yeah.
you have to be comfortable with yourself first before
Right.
you can be comfortable with somebody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Love yourself first.
I was actually talking to my friend about that. Like you have to be comfortable being alone before you can be with somebody.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think
So-
that's something we should really dig into.
We'll have an
on the
episode about it.
Yeah, about just mental health.
Yeah.
In 2020, things are different now, and you
Yeah.
just have to be.
Post-COVID.
Yes.
Interaction with people, all of it's
Yes,
different. So
yes.
Yeah, I think now that, not saying that we're out of COVID is still out there and
well, it's like
still
saying
pretty
flu.
crazy.
It's the same thing. It's just not killing
Yeah,
as many
it's
people.
still out there. But I think because we were all locked up, I think we have to relearn how to interact with people in public again. And so I think we're still getting in the swing of things again.
Yeah. Agree.
But we'll talk about it. But that's going to be the episode today. I think we had some pretty good things to talk about. This one was a little bit juicier than I think the last ones. Well, no, last episode was pretty juicy.
it was pretty juicy. Guys, send us questions.
We like them, yes, and give us. Go and review, guys. I know you're listening because we can see the listens, but we'd like a review, comment. Don't forget, whatever platform you're listening to, you can rate us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, leave us comments, whether it's on our social media platform or
Good or bad,
email.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
We
reach
wanna
out
hear
to
that.
us. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we love you guys, and we're out of here. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the platform you're listening on, and leave us a review.
We want to support local businesses, so if you'd like us to shout out your business, or if you have a topic suggestion, or even questions for our QA section, we want to hear from you. So reach out to us at letmefinish@gmail.com.
You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Let Me Finish. Don't forget that the E in me is the number 3. You can find me at New Jillian Who Dis on Instagram. Stacy, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Mrs. Cams01. I'm also on TikTok, Mrs. Cams01, MRSKAMS01.
And Janice, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Uniquely Janice, and Facebook and TikTok, I'm just Janice Housen.
Okay. See you next week.
See you next week.
See you guys then.